What is going on? This is Sean Go Ray, aka Real Deal Ray, and this is the post new moon because the new moon was Saturday, but I'm still gonna do a new moon spread for everybody. An energy spread just to see. Even though we're about 2 days out or whatever, it's actually October 1st, early morning October 1st, and I have an announcement. I have to say, to me, October is I'm officially declaring it Santissima Muerte month. All right, so October is officially Santissima Muerte month here. Okay. Oh, we got four heads up in there. Okay. Hello, you silent observers. All right. But like, share, subscribe, and thrive. Like, share, subscribe, and thrive. And if I forgot to mention, like, share, subscribe, and thrive, just like that, all in that order. Okay. So before we get on with the festivities of this new moon in Libra, actually, it was new moon. I'm pretty sure the moon is not. Hey, Bobby, Castor. I'm just gonna say Bobby Bernie Jr. What's happening? What's going on, God? How you doing there? Happy October 1st. Shit. That's right. I heard that. Ashe, ashe. But yeah, we are just days away. Not even maybe days away. But I've been working once again closely with Santissima Muerte, and we definitely have some things coming. That's what's up, Bobby. Mellow Yellow, what's going on? We got some things coming up in the pike here that a lot of people are going to be able to take advantage of, use with great success. I already know, because anytime she kind of urges to do something, I already know what time it is, okay? So many of you have seen the multicolored Santissima Muerte, okay? We also know that she has different colors, which also stand for different frequencies, which correspond to different areas of your life or different things, right? So we definitely got some hot rituals coming for Nina Violeta is one of her names, but the purple one, okay? Very, very important to work with this one. Why? Because this Santissima, basically, she can assist, empower your psychic and magical works. She can also deflect and, fucking pretty much put the kibosh on other people's magical shit if you are if you find yourself in magical wars a lot, okay? But she is a teacher. Most importantly, she brings knowledge, that knowledge of self, this is already a part of you. So a lot of this is not learning anything new, it's remembering, okay? So a lot of the blocks that you may have in dealing with magic, or kind of like getting things to go your way, especially magically speaking, you definitely want to deal with her. I'll make a corresponding video for these three. The three that are I'm gonna have special rituals and some things for are Nina Violeta, the purple Santissima Muerte, and of course uh, Nina Dorado, or the gold one. Okay, so we're dealing with the psychic, third eye, and spiritual aspect of her. We're also going to deal with the gold. I mean, it's not just money, but of course, everybody rocks with the gold one for money because she comes through with it. She does come through with it. So we're going to be dealing with her and also be dealing with the red Santissima Muerte. Yes, why? Because that's passion, that's lust, that's love, that's your relationships. It's like it covers all kinds of things within that category. So different rituals for these three different aspects of this wonderful deity. And like I said, this is official Santissima Muerte month. Okay, as far as if you ask me, that's what I'm gonna say it is. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into this new moon thing. Okay, so first off, this was the first card I pulled. Okay, this is the one in the center. There's 9 cards here. 5 of diamonds. Okay, and I'm gonna get into exactly what that's referring to. But as we both, these are the ones on top of the 5 of diamonds. So you got this 8 of spades. You got this 8 of diamonds. 2 8s. All right. So, Libra is all about relationships, communication, things of that nature. Nayla, what's going on? Norma, how are you? Welcome. But it's not just about your relationships, your outward relationships. It's also your relationship with yourself. Okay. And the first thing that I seen coming through here was this five of, hey, Zach, James Paps. Okay. So I'm gonna get to y'all in just a second. Let me get this little new moon read out the way here. Okay. Then I'm gonna come back and we're gonna chop it up real quick. All right. But this is a card of also about going into debt. It's also a card of, or the way it's coming to me, because it has two different sides. You know, everything has two different polarities. Okay, everything. You can't escape it here in this world. Um, but this one, the what they were showing me with this, as it may relate to whoever this needs to hear this. As you notice, it's also diamonds. So diamonds are also referring to, of course, values. What's most important to you? Actually, that's another way of saying values. Your personal values is what's most important to you. All right. And number one, what they showed me immediately was that some of us are having a hard time because we are going into debt. Now, how are we going into debt? I'm gonna tell you how we're going into debt. We're giving too much attention to other things that are not serving us. Okay? Because each and every one of you has things that you want to do, that you want to become, or experience yourself becoming. And that's going to take some focus. Okay, that's going to take paying attention, because you're paying for it. You're paying attention, all right, to what matters most. Okay. Now, there's a lot of distractions in life, no matter what it is that you're doing, no matter who you are. Nobody lives in a fucking bubble to where they can just focus on what they, I mean, maybe somebody out there does. I don't know. Maybe somebody out there has just shunned all responsibilities, all family, anything like that, and is just able to just fucking concentrate on what they want to do. But most of us have to kind of extract that attention or that energy, or actually direct that energy to what we want, because there's always so many things pulling at you. Okay, so what they're telling me here is Libra's all about balance, but what they're showing me is the imbalance in a lot of us as far as where we have been putting our attention, where we want to go, what's important to us, and the longer and the more that we don't begin to progress in that process of experiencing what we really truly want, the more like shit you're going to feel. Okay, a lot of us put guilt trips on ourselves if we're not doing what we feel we need to do. And I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so off the rip, and like I said, Libra likes balance, but the imbalance here is not necessarily that so much outwardly. I'm sure there is some outward imbalances in some of your outward relationships, but we're talking about the ones within. Okay, because a you divided can't stand. Okay, that's what they say. That's what they say, and I tend to believe them on that. Okay, so what else do we? And another thing here, this is kind of crazy because these two jokers showed up here. All right, these two jokers showed up. Okay, and I usually don't say stuff like this just because I know that some people who watch my videos along with everybody else's videos, we do have spiritual hypochondriacs. What do I mean by that? The first little thing that goes wrong, they stub their toe. Somebody must be working on me. And more times than not, we are the one working on ourselves in a negative way. You know what I'm saying? And that I see is a big problem, because a lot of times people think somebody's working on them, and that's not really the case. But I was prompted to say this, so I'm going to say it, okay? I was prompted to say it, so I'm going to say it. But there are some of you out there who are dealing with some shit inside and out. And outside, what I mean by that is, yes, I do feel like there are some. Lady K, shout out. Thank you. Bora, Jasmine Winter. I'll get to y'all in just a moment here. I'm just doing this card pool here for the new moon energy that just passed. So these are some of the things that I felt needed to come through, or that was coming through actually. Not even I felt like they were just coming through. But there are some of you dealing with some work, okay? This could be from an ex-lover, okay? This could be from a rival, okay? Don't forget, just because Maybe you kind of dibble and dabble in magical things, or maybe you don't, but that doesn't mean the next person does not. Okay, so never underestimate. And most people who do magic, especially on other people, they don't go and announce that shit. Okay, the real ones who are really trying to snipe for your ass, they're not going to go announce it. They're going to do that all by their lonely and in the depths and quietness of the of the darkness, until that shit manifests. So please understand that. So if it's not you, there's a good chance it might not be you, but if it is you, you've already had this, and you're not one to just jump to the conclusion that someone's trying to work on you, someone's throwing at you. Okay, so this is one of them cases where you've kind of been feeling that this is, you almost don't want to believe it. You almost don't know, hey, who would want to, you'd be surprised. Okay, you'd be surprised. And a lot of times the ones who want to throw at other people the most are usually the cowards, because they don't want to take it up with you in person. So in secret they will do something to, try and fuck with you. But that is another thing that has definitely, you know, basically showed its ugly little head. Okay. So I want to also say this is the card on top of the middle card, that five. So this is actually showing me though. So I had to say that. So now I'm going to say this. You're definitely going to smash through, break through. If it's a punch coming through, you take the arm and you click and you snap it. Okay. It's like one of them things. It's like maybe you have been feeling hits and stuff like that, but I feel from here on out, you will do the things that you need to do. For example, one thing is, if you're happy, generally just happy, joyful, you don't stress a lot and stuff like that, a lot of negative shit won't be able to so much take hold. It's going to be way more of a process for the person throwing at you if you are generally in a higher vibratory state most of the time. Okay, it's just like if you have a healthy immune system and you go into a crowded office and somebody sneezes, 99% of chance it's not going to take with you. Somebody else might have the cold tomorrow, but not you. But yeah, so this is showing me also that there is a lot of spiritual empowerment. When I let me clarify what I mean by spiritual empowerment. Pushing the envelope, okay? Learning, discovering new things about yourself, about your abilities, your innate gifts, okay? Or experiencing them on a whole other level. Some things may come online for some of you that you didn't even know you had, okay? For example, I'm just going to use a crazy example, but I know somebody, I'm not going to mention no names, but has a psychic sense of smell, okay? Now, I knew that it existed, but I never really met nobody that had a psychic sense. Now, yes, I guess you can categorize if you're alone somewhere and maybe your grandfather used to smoke a certain cigar or something like that. Just an example. And you smell that cigar, even though there's nobody around, nobody smoking, nothing like that. Obviously that is a psychic transmission that I guess your olfactory, I don't know what you call your whatever, but that is picking up. But some people just, I've never met nobody who had it where that was like really pronounced. You know what I'm saying? So that's just an example. So if you start experiencing weird phenomenon or something like that from here on out, especially if you are doing your work. What I mean by work, of course, letting go what does no longer serves you, because that frees up a lot more energy. That serves up a lot more, pathways for your energy to start doing its thing. You know what I'm saying? Versus having to deal with all this. It's like you got a computer with all these worthless apps that are just taking all your processing power, and that's why your computer is so slow. That's why many of us are so slow. Okay, spiritually speaking, I guess you could say, or you feel like that anyways. But it's a time to get rid of that shit. It's definitely the time to get rid of that shit. And this is the month where the veil between the worlds will be the thinnest, especially as we get closer to Halloween and Day of the Dead. And this is the time a lot of shit comes out of the dark. Okay, whether you want to label it positive or whether you want to label it negative, it is what it is. But there's many gifts that are floating to the that will be floating, for lack of a better description, floating to the surface. Okay, like I said, especially for those of you who are already on some form of a spiritual path, doing some form of spiritual work. Spiritual work, yes, is also different kinds of meditations and stuff like that. Because anytime that you're working out this right here, your mind, even though your mind's throughout your body and then some, but you're going to receive the benefits tenfold. Okay, so I definitely had to say that. But for those of you who do catch on to that, okay, because some of you, your relationships are distracting you, okay, worthless fuckery, arguments, and different shit that's stopping you from being who you know that you actually really, really are, okay? Some of you are going to kind of put the kibosh. I'm not saying you're going to leave the relationship, but you're just going to do things differently, okay? There's going to be a pecking order now, okay? And fuckery is way down the bottom of the list, if it's on the list at all. If we get to you, we'll get to you, okay? But so far, we got this shit up here to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Only Oshunsina. And so for those of you who are able to, you know what happens so too a lot of times during this time, well, I feel actually right now during this time from here on out, okay, even like to the end of the year, this the effects of this type of this energy that this new moon symbolizes are going to be felt throughout the rest of this year also. But what happens is it's like you're in a dark room, pitch black, and all of a sudden you have a flashlight and you can turn it on. You know, you become aware of certain things that you maybe never had before. The best place to hide something is in plain sight. Okay, and for all of us, that's within. Okay, not just within, but sometimes it's things we do and we don't even know that we're fucking doing them. Okay, or we just allow ourselves to be triggered and stuff because we're not actually behind the wheel. We got one of them self-driving cars. You know what I'm saying? We're not even driving the shit. Something else is driving. So what's driving? Okay. So my point is when you finally become awake or aware of some of these things, that's when the fucking movie starts getting really good. Okay. That's when it starts getting really good. 19 heads in here and only 5 have licked the like button. Okay. So lick that like button. Crack to cracking all the way back. Okay. Shangorian way. All right. So as a result, as a result, um, and you know what? So a lot of you also have time. Thank you so much. A lot of them, I should have probably said I'm not actually going to be doing carpools, but I will try and accommodate since this is kind of like a last minute type thing. Sun Goddess, what's going on? And if you're watching the rebroadcast, hey, this is what happens during the live, okay? We're not robots here, all right? So as a result, I feel, you know what, there is something, I feel like there's a time here, and I don't know if this necessarily have to do with the holidays, because for some, the holidays is even more stressful than a regular vacation or anything. 'Cause a lot of times, holidays, you got to deal with people you would never deal with anyways. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the UK. Um, but this is the time to treat yourself, man. This is the time to, and what I really felt this card was even like a 1 or 2 day getaway to really just let yourself go. You know what I'm saying? Burn some steam, bust some nuts, do whatever you do that, allows you to enjoy yourself, okay? And as a result of you setting these particular boundaries, believe it or not, paradoxically, your intimacy in many, if not all your relationships, I'll say many, is going to begin to increase, okay? Increase, increase, increase. Also, there's somebody out there. Don't be surprised if you're gonna start feeling sick and you're gonna have to pee on that stick. Because you start feeling sick, you're gonna pee on that stick. And guess what? It comes out positive, all right? Yeah. So there's a pregnancy also for somebody here. Not sure if it's wanted or not, but I kind of feel like you'll make it wanted, okay? But yeah, we got that going on. Let's see what else here. You know what? As a result, for those who do actually make that turn, the lights come on, they realize, hey, you know what? I really realized I've been putting a lot of my time to, a bunch of fuckery or like when you really stop and do like an assessment. You know what I'm saying? When you really assess, like, what the fuck am I really thinking about most of the time? What am I giving my energy to all the time for the most part? For those of you who are able to make that change, and it's not easy, all right? Moving on up, okay? It's also going to be reflected to you. It almost can't help but in your finances. It's in your finances too. Your finances are going to start showing you. They're going to start reflecting to you these changes in a financial way. Okay? So don't forget that. That's another added incentive, but I would say not the most important, okay? For some of you, maybe you're like, you can't see past the financial part, but trust me, what you get from that awareness for yourself first and foremost, not concerning anybody else, for you and you alone, that's what's going to matter most. And then you're going to happen to find, oh yeah, by the way, also my change is, you know, and it happens that way. Okay, it happens that way. Some of you are going to be actually setting these boundaries, or there's, I don't want to say it's standing up to somebody, but it feels like it's standing up to somebody. And it feels like something that you know you've needed to do. Maybe it's a parental figure who you love and adore, but now they've been, you know, their influence on your life has come to a point where it's like, look, I got this now. I will be doing this myself now. Okay. And you can respect that. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, so there's a leap of faith here. Some of y'all need to get something off the chest with somebody. Some of you needs to, you know, begin to make that move in the direction. Some of you want to be certified in something. Some of you want to either learn something, gain a new skill set. Trust me, you get dismayed because you think it's going to take you forever. Think of the first time that you wanted to possess this skill set. All right? That was probably over a year ago. Look how fast that shit just went by like that. Now imagine you were practicing diligently or learning and doing what you needed to do diligently all this time. You'd be so far up the road, you would make your head spin, man. You'd make your head spin. But now is the time for that. Okay? Now is definitely the time for that. Hold on. And somebody else has a promotion coming at work, of course. This just came through. I don't know why, but I don't know what that has to do with the price of tea in China, but it does somehow for somebody. Yes, you're going to get that promotion. Okay. You're going to get that promotion. I don't know why, but I feel like somebody here is also, um, they're going for some type of certification, some type of alphabet behind their name. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it is, PhD, MST, whatever the fuck. I don't know about, but there's some of that. Some of you have an air sign, a man approaching you. He will be older, okay? He may also be able to assist you um, either with something, don't take this the wrong way, something physical, all right? But also, I feel like more specifically, he's going to kind of stimulate your mind as far as spiritual things go, okay? You know, stimulate your mind as far as spiritual things go so you can grow, okay? Because sometimes getting around, tossing ideas, chopping it up with somebody, having real, you know, fucking awesome conversations, that just inspires. But not only inspires, though, there's light given in certain conversations, just like there's light taken in certain conversations. So you got to be careful which ones you partake in, okay? You definitely got to be careful in ones you got partaken in. So wait a minute. This one was just, and some of you out there, listen, moralistically, we are taught it's not a good thing. And I'm not going to argue morals, okay? Do you have one, huh? So this is about some three-way action, okay? Now listen, we've all been in certain situations, most likely, okay, where either we weren't completely free and clear or the other wasn't completely free and clear or both, okay? And honestly, I shed all the right and wrong. Of course, individually, yes, there's things, and within certain relationships, obviously, there's things. You know, I'm not saying, but I'm saying this from a non judgmental place. I actually feel like it might contribute to you spiritually and personally in a positive way. Okay, so some of you out there, I see a third party situation transpiring. Okay, and for some of you, yes, it might be with a goddamn air sign or somebody that has heavy air sign in their chart. They definitely know how to liven up a room, and they kind of have an authoritative quality to them. Okay, especially maybe the way they carry themselves or their aura or something, but they definitely have some form of a fucking aura to them. You know what I'm saying? That gets your attention. All right. Now, let me address this one. Okay. Even though it's not reversed, I still feel that this Joker energy sometimes can come in the form of not reversed, but it still has some shitty intentions to it. Okay. Now, I did mention work. I do feel like right now too that somebody is dealing with some work that was done on them from a graveyard. Okay, from a graveyard. Wow, that's crazy. You said you woke up at 333, huh? Shout out, Pretty Ruby. All right. Yeah, but I feel like you will triumph through this work. It's not gonna sit you down. It's not gonna lay you down. I feel like you're going to bust through however you choose to deal with it. Okay, however you choose to deal with it. So, ay ay ay, crazy. Okay, let me see here. Yeah, and that's about it. But once again, here too, this and this go hand in hand, man. This is a change of status and the money. This is just showing literally the money is just going to a whole other level in whatever it is that you're doing. Okay. If provided that you make these changes and if you stop squandering a lot of your precious energy into things and people that are just not like it's just not going anywhere. If they were stocks, you would dump them because they're not going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and it's funny you say that third eye butterfly because the card for Eshu and Elewa, as far as the deck of cards goes, of course, would be the Joker. You know, he can be anybody, he can be nobody. You know, he can be any card in the deck, and he's very, very chaotic energy, and that's where that whole trickster mythology comes from. Because sometimes chaos happens obviously in a way that you do not expect. It's not going to be nice and neat and proper for you. It's going to do what the fuck it's going to do. Okay, and I choose to believe. I choose to know actually that whatever effect this chaos energy may manifest or bring, that it's actually there to serve me. I've chosen that that's what it's going to be. Oni Oshunina, Oshun, Oshunsina. Yeah, Eshu's my main man too. You know, everybody knows that. Eshu, Elegua, especially, thank you, Crease and Tiger Balm. I heard that. I used to use the fuck out of Tiger Balm too. Did you ever listen to Brother Panic? He talks about putting Tiger Balm on your forehead to open up your third eye. It actually does, man. Shit. I was kind of surprised. It actually doesn't make sense. It makes perfect sense. But you just tried it, huh? Yeah. Great minds, great minds, great minds. So that's kind of like what I have. That's what came through. That's what shot through. That's what spurted through. Okay. It burns your forehead, huh? I think that's probably what it's supposed to do, you know. I put it on there and then I do different meditations where I breathe through my third eye. It literally feels like I'm breathing through my third eye. Miss Voorhees, how you doing there? So yeah, that's what I have for you now. I did not plan on doing any car pulls because I was planning on getting right back to work here. I got some things for some good, lovely clients. Okay, Miss Voorhees, I don't know about late or not. I guess that's all subjective. I did notice some people super chatted, so I'm just gonna answer these few super chats here because I don't want to leave them hanging. But I should have announced that I'm not actually doing personals right now, or carpools. But I will see what I can do. Sun Goddess, I thank you also, by the way. I'm just seeing some of your comments. I'm going back, seeing how everybody's doing. And known and known. What's good? What's good? All right. Bobby Castadero Bernie Jr. asks, need to know what's up with all the money blocks I'm experiencing and how to remove them. Yikes. I feel you. Those are the worst. Ain't nothing get your attention first and foremost besides the shit that hits your pocket. You know what I'm saying? Okay, Bobby. So as I mentioned before, I'm gonna answer a few of these. I think a few of these came in, and I do definitely appreciate it. I was not planning on doing any personal carpools, so I'm not opening it up to just do carpools. Maybe I can do that tomorrow, but I will do this for my super chatters, just because, like I said, I don't want to leave them hanging. You know. So, Bobby, what's up with you, Bobby? What's up with Bobby? You know, I can tell you right now, first and foremost, too, there's no magic bullet answer for you. If you're looking to hear, like, there may be something that can help, and you may notice maybe some fast type of things or whatever. But until we get to the root, we don't get to the fruit. You know, the shit's gonna come back. You know, so or the results will be limited. Okay, so I'm not even looking at the bottom comments. I'm just staring at his comment right now. I scrolled back. Okay, what's up with these money blocks? One more time. I got to get in personal reading mode now. Hold on. All right, Bobby. What's up, Bobby? Yeah. Wow. Interesting. Interesting and interesting. I feel you know what? I feel in some ways, man, I don't know what this has to do with what, brother. I don't know. Okay. I'm going to be careful with how I say this. I feel in some ways, maybe you were, somebody kind of shamed you, if you will. And what I mean by that is they may have said some things, they don't even have to be true. You know what I'm saying? But the way it affected you when you heard some things, has been bothering you. Now, I concentrated on your question, so I'm not going to really pull on that, okay? So much so. But yeah, you know, I feel like this has been kind of even beyond money too. I feel like this has creeped up into your actual personal relationships. Um and of course, obviously there's already a lot of worry about money. That's just compounding the effect of what you feel might be blocking you, okay? But don't worry, I'm going to land this plane, okay? And right here, I'm seeing the loss of money. Several hits taken by you, okay, of unexpected money lost, whether it's an unexpected bill, an unexpected expense, something breaks. You know, a lot of times it'll, you know, someone tries to throw at you. If they're trying to hit you with your, one of the first things that's going to go is your car. You know, the Chinese sorcerers had a saying that a rich man has more protection because he has more things, you know, versus somebody who maybe doesn't have a lot. And I'm not saying you don't have a lot. I don't know exactly what the fuck you have, what you don't. But for those who have more moderate accommodations, you know, if their car gets fucked up, they're going to feel it a whole lot more than a rich person who's just like, buy another one. You know what I'm saying? Take it to the shop. Give me a rental, do whatever. You know what I'm saying? They got more choices, more options. So I can see definitely too that I'm saying that all to say that I feel definitely that you took some hits, bro. Definitely took some hits. Now, where is this coming from? Where is this coming from? Honestly, honestly, and like I said, for some reason I feel there's a parallel between your money and your relationships. Okay. Now it's not just one I feel like honestly, I feel the root, if you will, if I'm gonna like deep dive or whatever, the root has to do with something about with your mother, whether Maybe you've seen your mother do certain things with money or her attitude, or I don't know what it is, but that's the first thing that came to my mind. Okay. So I would say, if I could suggest to you something, it would be, first of all, if you know what shadow work is, it's basically you go inside to excavate the shit that you did not formerly know was even there, which we were just kind of talking about in the new moon reading. But look up shadow work, how to do it, okay? Because I don't have a whole lot of time here. Then there's a lot of different ways to do it. So you might find a particular way that really resonates with you. But I definitely feel the root of this shit is definitely within childhood. And it actually started probably around 3 years old. Okay. Now that's more. Most of us don't even remember nothing from that. There may be an incident or two that we can recall from that time. If it was like overly excited or overly traumatic, then maybe yes, we can possibly recall it. But I feel like this started happening around that age of 3 or a little bit after 3. Okay. And I feel the first, and I'm not, this is not a judgment. I don't know if it's mother or whoever was the motherly figure. I don't, like I said, I don't know all your story. Okay. But I would start there. And the reason I suggest that you start there is because over time, let's say we form, this is a belief now. I just, whatever, my little 3 year old head, I just formed this belief, right? About, let's just say, money or my relationship to money or whatever, okay? Case in point, my mom used to always take us window shopping because she couldn't afford anything. So I'm thinking the untold message is that shit's for everybody else, but not for me, okay? Now, she didn't mean any harm by that, but that's how I took it. And inadvertently, over time, other things that would happen to me or that I experienced, I interpreted it in a way that kind of matched that particular. So it's like I'm stacking on top of this one over and over and over. When you deal with the root, you knock out the foundation. All these other ones, a lot of them will just shatter. And the other ones, they will definitely lose a lot of power. I hope that helped, man. But I can definitely see here too that there's been a situation, if you want to talk about what seems to be current, the stream about, I feel like there was a relationship that didn't end well, and either you stepped out on them or they stepped out on you or both. But the way that it fucked you up, dude. That's what I'm feeling. So that might have triggered a whole new set of bad luck. But the root of that whole pattern of bad luck energy started way back when. Does that make sense to you? Ay, 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 ay. Okay, so let me go. I'm scrolling back in the comments, so I'm not seeing any new comments right now. Let me see here. Lady K, thank you so much, Lady K. If I did not mention, um, okay, I think that's about it. All right, good. I don't see if Lady K dropped a question on here. She just blessed me. I appreciate that so much. Okay, please check. Okay, Pretty Ruby, I don't know if you're still here. I will pull the card for you because I'm here. So, I mean, we'll just see what's going on. In fact, since you blessed me with the super chat. The super chat. Okay. One more time for Pretty Ruby. Hey, Pretty Ruby, what's up? Yeah. Wow, Pretty. You know, saying I feel like you got a really strong little pull here. You got some good things. This is going to be a time for you to explore your own emotions. Speaking of all that type of shit, I guess, I mean, it's called shadow work, but it's really not. It makes it sound all super spooky and shit, but it's really not. It's just, it's like self discovery, really. You're just discovering some things that you did not know was there, that you have possessed, and it may be possess you, but I see definitely a lot of that. This right here to me is a card of self awareness. In other words, I feel like between now and definitely within the end of the year, If you look back to the pretty Ruby right now who just joined the broadcast versus the one at the end of the year, the lights are going to be all the way. I'm not saying they're not on now, but I'm just saying we all, it's, you can never have them all on. I mean, you can, but there's always more lights to turn on. So more discoveries. I consider them gifts. I consider them gifts for you. You know what I'm saying? More discoveries. Also, you look like you're about to be gifted some cash too. Okay? And this mean that you're going to finally be at a place where you can actually where you feel actually balanced, because like sometimes if you're just going for what you really want to do, then you start feeling divided because you start feeling guilty. Am I not doing this? Am I not doing that? You know what I'm saying? Responsibility versus reward, all this other shit. But I feel like, and also some of the things that you felt that you may have had to do either to experience whatever it is that you want, kind of left you feeling self-conflicted. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people, believe it or not, I'm just going to give an example. I'm not saying this is you, but some people, they want to be rich, but on the outside, but inside they're scared of it because they're scared of who they're going to become if they are. Some of us have had, me, myself included, like giving up a lot of the struggle has been extremely hard because you get addicted to them chemicals that you experience while you're in those times of struggle, times of duress, times of emergency and shit like that. It's almost like it makes it almost impossible to visualize a peaceful future. Like, what would that be? One half of your mind saying, boring. We need some drama. So say that I see definitely you're coming into a whole lot more balance also. But in addition to that, you're going to be gifted some cash. Someone's going to be, and it's like I said, it's not something that you necessarily earned or anything. It's just here, gifted some cash, change of status as well. Okay, upgrades, living conditions, in financial amounts per month or bi-weekly or however, or on the side. A lot of different things here. Very powerful card. One of the most powerful cards you can have for your financial. I know you didn't necessarily ask about that, but your finances are looking extravagant. Okay, extravagant. Very good. All right, very, very good. But it starts with this here too. I would say this is the main one right here, the 7. But yeah. Bobby, there you go, brother. I just seen your comment. Pretty Ruby, it will gore your soul. That's the point. Lily, sweetie. Yeah, sometimes you got to take a couple days off to do that shit. If you're going to do really intense, and drink a lot of water. Whenever you're processing emotions, make sure you're hydrated. That also helps the emotional release aspect of things. If you're all dehydrated and shit, it's going to make things a lot harder. You know? Can't pull all the time. Some people need mystery. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Why, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I seen a good little pull for you. You know what I'm saying? That's been all my 2000. Well, it's going to keep going. It's going to keep going. They will be later tonight, Oni. She said, your eyes are definitely on some Shango stuff. They will be later tonight. Um, there you go, pretty. There you go. Zachariah. Yeah, brother, I'm not doing any. I did not plan on that. Like I said, usually when I do readings, if you're still here, I don't know if I'm talking to the screen or whatnot, but super chats can ask a specific question, and then if I can get a chance to get to you, I will definitely pull a card for you. I have no problem with that, but I didn't want to start pulling cards. I just actually wanted to come and do a new moon pull for just everybody, and if it resonates, it resonates. But yep. Okay, so I'm just reading through here. ESP as an entrepreneur. Mm, absolutely. Alafia, baby. You know what I'm saying? Aluna M888. That's like the goddamn. I think you came in here before, but every time, man, it's always at a time that the 888 is screaming. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, keep doing your work, man. Keep. We all gotta just keep doing our own thing. Oh, Lady K, absolutely. Here you are. I didn't know if you left anywhere. I will do Lady K. I didn't see. Usually they put the question or whatever it is in the super chat. So it's travels and heals. If I may repeat myself. Usually when I do a super chat, anybody can get a card. Super chatters get to ask a specific question. I came on here just to do the new moon, but a couple people graciously, let me add that, super chatted. So I did not want to leave them hanging. Lady K being one of them. Anything Spirit wants you to know. Okay, Spirit, you already know Lady K. You way familiar with Lady K. So let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. All right. Just a moment. Okay. Hold on, hold on, hold on. All right. Another case of responsibility versus reward. That's the numerical theme here anyway. So I was kind of like looking at that, scrying into some things here. All right. I feel like this is more fresh off the heels. I feel like I'll get to that right now. But as we see here, okay, let me just kick it out here. Not sure if this is having to do with who I read for you for a couple of days ago or last week. But like I said, I can definitely see that there is, I don't know, Lady K, I kind of feel like in some ways, maybe you were disappointed, maybe whatever, but I feel if someone were to ask you how you're doing, I don't feel necessarily the honest answer would be, oh, I'm in great high spirits. I feel like you kind of just been, and maybe there has been a change of heart here that's responsible for that, based off of something you see or something that you've come to a conclusion to, you know. And I feel like this has something to do with it. Look, they're gonna cut me off here. My battery's about to die here, but I want to get this out here. Um, I don't know if this is the same guy or not, but I feel like there's a man. He may be older, he may not be, but he can act more immature. He may even be acting immature as far as money goes too. Okay, and I feel like this may be something coming along the way. This could even be like a child or a nephew or something like that. I don't know if it's romantic or not. I'm gonna be honest with you, but there's somebody who keeps kind of, and not to mention, I would say this. Please be careful because I feel like a high probability of somebody trying to steal something from you, money, something like that, or something worth money. Okay. Also, please be careful too at the job. I feel like in some form or fashion there's something that you need to pay attention to physically. It hasn't gotten out of control, but I feel like it can end up sabotaging, either you might have to take time off of work. I don't know exactly how set up what your setup is for that or something like that. But I feel like there's some type of pains that have been bothering you or they may begin to bother you. Okay, so you definitely want to take care of that immediately. You do not want to let that go or whatever. I don't know exactly what it is. I see like maybe lifting somebody up and doing it the wrong way and you know what I'm saying? And now that's going to become a growing problem if you don't get on it. If something like that, I mean, maybe it's something else, but I feel like there is something physical. Okay. Aluna M88888. Why, thank you. Um, you can always email me or go to shango-ray.com. Yeah, you did just show me an 888 too, boy, if you're there. All right. So anyway, Zach, I think I was telling you that, yeah, under any other circumstances, yeah, but I don't want to leave anybody hanging. So my phone's actually about to die, so it's actually good timing, okay? But What I'm gonna try and do is come back on tomorrow, maybe kind of like late afternoon my time, so that way I can just do a strict, card pull for those of you, who just want to get a card or something like that. Kind of like a new moon card pull, I guess you could say. But that's why things happen the way they do. But peace and blessings to everybody. Thank you for stopping. And don't forget, uh, like I said, cuffing season's on the way. So we still have the 3-day binding spell available for a limited time. We're about to stop that also. But you want to check in on that. You want to get that now, okay, while you can. Also, we got the Muerte Mojo bags. Right now is the time to get your Muerte Mojo bag. Whatever area of life that you want to enhance, you can do so by working your own magic. It's the form of magic that puts the magic back in your hands, okay? A Mojo bag, juju hand, you know what I'm saying, is the way to go because it allows you to kind of create that relationship with that thought form, that entity in the bag who's going to bust their ass to assist you in whatever area, whether it be it finances, love. I've had some for, mental self-confidence. That to me, that stretches my heart right there. Okay. All right. Win love, shout out to you. Anyhow, we're gonna conclude. Thank you so much. We will be back tomorrow a lot earlier. And if I get a chance later, I'm also record some Shangodiacs because I owe you guys some more Shangodiacs too. All right, Aluna M, peace. Israel, peace. And we are out of here. Like last year.